Hey, it's Adam Grant from Work Life, a podcast from TED. This episode is brought to you by Freshworks. Freshworks believes that complexity is the enemy of efficiency. So stop wrestling with bloated, expensive service software that takes forever to implement and update, where ROI is someday, not today. You've been overcharged and underserved for way too long. Uncomplicate with Freshservice for IT and Freshdesk for customer support. And with Freshworks AI-assisted service software, you'll work smarter, not harder. Freshworks uncomplicates. Learn more at freshworks.com.
On today's Smart 7, Kemi Badenoch reshuffles her bench, the Lionesses head for glory, and much more. It's Wednesday, 23rd of July, it's Vanilla Ice Cream Day, and happy birthday, Daniel Radcliffe.
The Smart 7. It's news, but
Not the news.
As we head into the parliamentary summer break, Tory leader Kemi Badenoch decided it was time for a fresh look to her shadow cabinet. She has brought back former Foreign Secretary and Home Secretary James Cleverly, who will be the new Shadow Housing Secretary, facing off against Labour's Deputy PM, Angela Rayner. Kevin Hollinrake, who was the Shadow Housing Secretary, moves to become the new Tory party chairman, while Stuart Andrew will replace Shadow Health Secretary Edward Arger, who is stepping down following a health scare. Former party chairman Greg Hand says it's a sensible move.
It's been a difficult 9 months, a year since the election. Parties, when they go out of government, they normally do historically dip further. So I think actually there's good reasons for optimism for the Conservatives over the next year into those council elections next year.
The Tory leader says she was keen to bring back experience, but Reform leader Nigel Farage was unimpressed.
He's called Cleverly and he represents Braintree, and I'm not sure that either really work, but never mind. No, James is absolutely charming. Absolutely charming. He stands foursquare behind nothing in particular, and so that rather suits the modern-day Conservative Party.
The Gaza Health Ministry announced that at least 33 people, including 12 children, died from malnutrition in the last 48 hours. The continued blocking of aid, combined with a new Israeli assault on the city of Deir al-Bala, has stoked growing outrage amongst the international community. The World Health Organization, whose offices were attacked on Monday, estimate that at least 90,000 people are at urgent risk of starvation. The Prime Minister is apparently being urged by his cabinet to recognise Palestinian statehood, and Foreign Secretary David Lammy says it's clear that Israeli forces are behaving beyond the bounds of international law.
I made an assessment back in September that there was a clear risk of international humanitarian law. Since then, the situation on the ground has got worse. And so I am concerned that there are crimes being committed against humanity.
Eilon Levy is a former Israeli government spokesman, and he echoed Israeli army statements that the situation is being exaggerated by Hamas sources in a bid to force a ceasefire. He says that the deaths of civilians have been accidental.
Israel directs its targets against military targets. This is a war against Hamas and not the people of Gaza. I recall the IDF said that that was a tragic mistake in which an ammunition misfired.
Despite the best efforts of Health Secretary Wes Streeting, it looks like the resident doctors are going to start 5 days of strike action on Friday. They've been pursuing a pay claim intended to make up for what they say is years of pay reductions, but their request for a 29% pay rise on top of the 22% they've already received or has hit a brick wall. Latest polling suggests support for their cause has halved, and the government is standing firm, with the Health Secretary describing the British Medical Association as having complete disdain for patients and the wider recovery of the NHS. There have also been concerns raised over the risk to patient safety posed by a 5-day strike, but BMA Council Deputy Chair Dr Emma Runswick says that risk can be managed.
We are entirely capable of running strikes safely. They just have to be planned for with the local medical leadership, and we've done that before.
Donald Trump has continued to try and talk down the Epstein scandal that is threatening to overwhelm his administration. Tuesday saw 2 new elements introduced to distract Trump's MAGA base, a proposed jailhouse interview with Epstein's associate Ghislaine Maxwell, and a full-blooded conspiracy theory from the president that suggested Obama, Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden all engaged in a coup attempt against Trump. Obama's office issued a rare response, calling the claims a weak attempt at distraction. The chaos spread to Congress too, where in a bid to stop Democrats forcing a vote on releasing Epstein's files, Speaker Mike Johnson announced the House is in recess until September.
We cannot be careless
in an open release like that, you have to be very careful. The president himself has said that he wants maximum transparency and all credible evidence to be turned over to the American public.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro, the Lionesses triumph over Italy, and we pay tribute to the Prince of Darkness. Right after this.
Out here, we feel things. The sore calves that lead to epic views, the cool waterfall mist during a hot hike, and the breeze that hits just right at the summit. But hey, don't just listen to us. Experience it for yourself. All Trails makes it easy to discover the best of the outdoors, with more than 450,000 trails around the world, points of interest along the trail, and offline maps for always-on navigation. Download the free app today and find your next outdoor adventure.
Welcome back.
Tuesday night saw the reigning Euro champions England face the women of Italy in a semi-final battle. The Lionesses had struggled in the quarter-final against Sweden, but in theory Italy should have been easier opponents. Serena Weigmann's team didn't make it look easy, going 1-0 down and depending on a last-minute equaliser to get to extra time. Chloe Kelly was the hero, though, with a spot kick that saved England from penalties, and that sees them through to face Spain or Germany in the final. Serena was relieved and full of belief in her team.
We never give up, that's one, and we say we can win by any means, and I think now, we are going for that goal, and we take risks, but it gives us something too, and this team just keeps going. We never give up.
If you're in the mood for a quirky murder mystery show, then I might have just the thing for you. It's a new show called Bookish, and it's from the pen of League of Gentlemen co-creator and star Mark Gatiss. He was also behind the BBC's Sherlock, and this series, which is set in 1946, follows a bookshop owner turned detective. It's got a great cast, including Polly Walker, Blake Harrison, Daniel Mays and Jolie Richardson. Gatiss told Virgin Radio he's always been a big fan of the written word.
I'm a lifelong murder mystery fan. I've read hundreds and thousands of them. I started reading Agatha Christie as a teenager, on holiday mostly, and I grew up with Sherlock Holmes, obviously, and Poirot, and I've always wanted to be a detective, and I during lockdown I wrote a script, literally for want of something to do.
The death was announced on Tuesday evening of the man once known as the Prince of Darkness. Ozzy Osbourne was 76 years of age and had just 2 weeks ago hosted his own retirement party in front of 40,000 fans in Birmingham. The Black Sabbath frontman turned reality TV star had been ill for some time, suffering with Parkinson's disease for a number of years. He trod an extraordinary path from heavy metal icon and the man who bit the head off a bat live on stage to an icon who was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. He and wife Sharon were inseparable, and she said Ozzy was one of a kind. Rest in peace, John Michael Osborne.
He's just, you can't dislike him. He had the best smile in the world. The best smile. He would smile at you and, you'd just you'd want to hug him. And I think that people got the sense of him that he's very genuine when he says, I love you.
Yeah.
He does.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Listen up! You can get the new iPhone 16e with Apple Intelligence for just $49.99 when you switch to Boost Mobile. We pulled so many all-nighters to give you this deal, and hey, stop messing with the mic!
I'm just helping us catch people's attention. This is a great deal!
Exactly, so it doesn't need all that.
Fine.
Get the new iPhone 16e, available at Apple Store locations and the Apple Store online.
Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store for full offer details. Apple Intelligence requires iOS 18.1 or later. Restrictions apply.